Hi, it's Gretchen Dixon, Product Specialist at SOLABS. In today's video, we're going to talk about how Step 4 in the document control process, the training assignment confirmation step, can be helpful to you whether or not you're using the training section in QM10. Whether you're using the training section or not, there are a couple of things you need to do in the setup in order to use Step 4 of the document control process. So let's take a look at those. First of all, if I go to Setup, Administration, Roles, I can go to the process roles and I will find that the document control process has 3 process roles. You need to be sure that this role here, Doc Train Coordinator, is given to your training coordinator, whether or not you're using QM10. If you are using QM10, that person will also have the system role Training Administrator. If you're not using QM10 for your training, you still need to give this role here to the person who does coordinate your training in another system so that they will receive email notifications at Step 4. The other thing that you need to do is to look at your document type settings. Also in Setup, if I create a new document type, one of the first things to consider are these 2 checkboxes. If you are using the document control process and you would like it to trigger your training coordinator at Step 4 that documents are approved that require training, you need to check this box. If you do not check this box, the document control process will skip Step 4. That might be something you would think you need to do, is to skip it if you're not using QM10. But in this video, I'm going to show you why you may definitely want to check this box if you're not using QM10. So you can still trigger your training coordinator to go create and assign training in whatever other system you're using. So the doc control process is a 5-step process for document change requests. So in this process, someone can request a change to a document, a new document, or retirement of a document, obtain approval from the owner of that document if that box was checked on the document type. It then gets processed to go out for review and approval. Step 4, training assignment confirmation, applies after the documents are approved if they are checked as typically requiring training. What happens at this step is your training coordinator, the person who you have given that role I just showed you of Doc Train Coordinator, will receive an email notification alerting them that documents have just been approved that require training. This can be very convenient if you're not using the QM10 training section, because that person can then know to go create and assign the training in the other system. So let's see what they would do at Step 4. Again, they would receive an email notification with a link to QM10. They would see it right here on their home page that they have the step for training assignment confirmation. When they go to act on that step, they will get information about the document or documents that have just become approved, whether training is required, and yes is checked because we had the checkbox marked on this document type. So what you would do if you're not using QM10 for training is you could check no, which will bring up a rationale box. So you're saying, basically you're saying no, it will not be created in QM10. So you can say something like training will be created in that system. So this allows you to have a record of why you're not creating training in QM10. At this point, your training coordinator would not submit this step yet. They can just save their draft because they're going to go over into that other system and create and assign the training for this document that has just become approved. After they do that, they will come back into QM10, act on Step 4 again, in order to submit and confirm that the training is created. So they could even change this if they wanted to. They could say training was created and assigned. At that point, they will submit and confirm step 4, which will move the document control process to step 5, where your document coordinator will manage making the document effective on the appropriate date. Hopefully that helps you see how it can be very convenient to use step 4 of the document control process, even if you're not using the training section of QM10. If you'd like more information, please go to our knowledge base where there is an article on use of step 4 when you're not using the training section of QM10. We also have a podcast on this topic. Thanks.